So if you have a question that just says simplify, what does the word simplify mean? Abdul? Yes, collect like terms, and we talked about this on Friday. All you're doing is making the sentence, okay, this is a math sentence. All you're doing is making it shorter. Where you have terms that are alike, you put them together. You either add or you subtract. That's all you're doing, add or subtract. So in this example, I started with a really easy one. What are my terms? Y squared, they're all y squared. So can I add them all together or subtract them? Yes, so this is just a very simple. What do we have to do? Yep. 3 minus 2, good. You look at the sign that's in front of it. So 3y squared, take away 2y squared is equal to what? What's 3 take away 2? 1y squared. Then we have to add the plus 4y squared. Altogether, how many y squareds do I have? 1 plus 4 is 5. We have 5 altogether. That's it. That's the answer. Okay, I'm starting off very simple. Let's get into more difficult questions. If the question says plus, all you do is drop the brackets. Just get rid of them and rewrite it with no brackets. Because I'm adding a negative 2x, so that's take away 2x, and I'm adding a positive 6, so that stays as plus 6. All I've done basically is I've just gotten rid of these brackets. Because they're in the brackets, it's telling you that I have to add this and I have to add that. No, the signs do not change. When we get into subtraction, the signs do change. But right now with addition, nothing changes. So remove brackets. Then what? What do I have to do with these terms? Yep, so you're combining your like terms. So we take the 3x and the negative 2x. I have to subtract 2x from 3x, so it becomes 3x take away 2x. So I'm just rearranging this expression. I like to do it this way so that I can visually see, okay, these x terms have to go together. I wrote them. I'm just changing the order of the sentence, right? So I know what to add or subtract together. Okay, and then I have a negative 5 term. Any other term I can combine with that? Hannah? Yes. Positive 6, because both of those terms don't have variables. So I have negative 5 plus 6. I've rewritten all my terms. I just crossed this out because I like to just keep track of, you're going to get questions where you have like 10 terms, right? You have to be able to keep track of what you're adding and subtracting. So final answer, we just simplify it now. Simplify, that's the last step. Okay? What's 3x take away 2x? 1x, or just x. What's negative 5 plus 6? 1. That's the final answer, x plus 1. Okay, so same thing here. Hold on. We have our 3x plus 2. Does anything change in that if I get rid of the brackets? That stays as is, right? But then I am taking away everything inside the bracket. So I'm taking away the 5x and I'm taking away the 2. Because there's a bracket there, it's telling you you have to take away everything inside that bracket. So what happens to all the signs? They change. They're the opposite. So what's the sign of the 5x? Is 5x positive or negative in the bracket? It's a positive here, but if I take it away, it changes to negative. So I take away the 5x, and I'm taking away a positive 2. If you're taking away a positive, what's a negative and a positive? So I just change the signs. Okay? Do you understand why the signs change when you're taking away? Okay, so with addition, everything stays the same. You just remove the brackets. When you're subtracting, the first bracket stays the same. The second bracket, all the signs become opposite. If it was a positive, it changed to a negative. If this was a negative, it would have changed to a positive. I'll do an example of that, okay? What do I add together? What do I add with the 3x?
3x
Minus 5x, and then what?
plus 2 minus 2.
Plus 2, take away 2. I've just rearranged this to put all my like terms together. What is 3 take away 5? Negative 2x. What's 2 take away 2? Do I have to write plus 0? No, this is the answer. That's it. I want to rewrite this with no brackets. So if I just take them away from the first part of the expression, do any of the signs change? Nope. So we'll just rewrite that with no brackets. But then this is the part where it gets confusing. You have to watch your signs. Again, I am taking away this. I'm taking away a positive 2xy squared. So what does it become? So take away 2xy squared. Oops. Sorry, that looks weird. Then I am taking away what? A negative 7x. So what does that become?
Positive.
Right? Do you see how the signs are becoming opposite? And then, Seren, I'm taking away a positive 5y. What does that become? Good. Negative 5y. Okay, so I'm going to group my 6xy squared with which term? Negative. Do you see why it's important to figure out the signs and then rearrange it? Okay, so those I've taken care of those two. What do I group next? Positive 3x goes with what? Positive 7x. Good. And then the last thing that I'm going to group is negative 4y and negative 5y. And if you want to make sure, double check. I started with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms. All I've done is rearrange them. I haven't simplified anything yet. Okay? So now I'm going to simplify. 6 take away 2. 4xy squared. The exponents don't get touched when you're adding and subtracting. When you multiply, that's when you change the exponents. When you're adding, you're just putting them together. Like, okay? So 10x. Then I have negative 4 take away 5 is what?
Negative 1.
Negative 9y. This is the final answer. Huh? Negative 4 take away 5 is negative 9.
So, you want a negative?
Negative 1.
Negative 4 plus 5 is negative 1.
Negative 4
I'm
minus
minus 5. I'm taking away 5. It's getting further away from 0. Use your calculator.
Let me explain it.
Yeah, this is like integers. If we
The 4 is a negative.
this when we first
4y is a negative. It's not a positive. It's a negative.
Hey, how are you, Kareem? I want to do this one from your booklets, okay? If you did it, I want you to check your answer. This is from your booklet, page 26, number 5F. Did anyone get this one? There were answers in the back. So to get rid of the brackets, what does it become? 2uv squared minus 3v
plus v
y plus v. It's take away a v. Taking away, this is a positive v. So what is it? So it becomes negative v. And then it's take away a positive 3u. What does the positive 3u become? Okay. And then I'm adding this. Look here. Do any of these signs change when I get rid of the bracket? No. So it's just plus 4uv squared minus 9u. The only signs that changed were these ones. Raise your hand if you got this line correct. Good. So what term goes with 2uv squared?
Shut up.
Positive or negative? Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to put together. 2uv squared and plus 4uv squared. Oops, that's messy. uv squared. Then I have a negative 3v. What else goes with negative 3v? Negative. I'll put a 1 there, so I remember I have to take away 1, right? You can put a 1.
And then negative 3u and negative 9.
Perfect. I mixed that up. Negative 3u and negative 9u. Okay, so now that we've combined the like terms, simplify it. What's the final answer? 6uv squared, and then we have negative 3 take away 1.
2.
Negative
no
4.
4.
four
Then negative
And then negative 3 take away 9.
12.
Negative 12. Please include the sign and the variable.
The second one worked.
Raise your hand if you got this right. Awesome.